for Damona Hoffman. I'm here with my friend Rebecca, Beccatica, Beccatica.com. I was just in the neighborhood, girl, and I thought I should check up on you. I'm not even like dressed to do a video. I got my yoga pants on.
We're just hanging out in the living room.
But I had to do a little checkup on her because I don't know if you remember, we've been doing a little dating coaching along the way, and we had some
setbacks.
Some life happened. Let's see, Trump got elected,
right.
The holidays happened.
Inauguration, marches.
Yeah, all of these things happen, and I think it's important to note because I know a lot of folks come to me with this vision for what they want to have happen, and then life happens. And so it's not uncommon that you create a dating plan and that you hit a few road bumps. Road bumps, is that the word?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speed bumps.
Speed bumps?
Speed bumps along the way. But the speed bumps are behind us, and we've just got open road, so we're going to be driving towards the sunset with you and your boo.
Oh.
So just to reset, for those that are just coming to this coaching session fresh.
Right.
You have a unique situation, my dear.
I have a unique situation. So on my blog, Beccatica.com, I explained how I cohabitate and co-parent with my ex-husband. We've been divorced for 5 years. 2 years ago, we moved in with each other to, number one, stabilize the children from having to flip-flop back and forth between houses, and just financially it makes so much more sense. So, but now I'm finally in a place in my life where I'm ready to start dating again. Like, I started 2 new businesses and it's been very busy, but I'm finally settling in and I'm ready to re-enter the dating scene.
Great. So we did a little bit of homework before, and I asked you to do a vision board because I think as you're resetting and visioning what you want to happen, it's really helpful to put those thoughts on paper and to be able to see them in image form so that you'll recognize that man when he walks in your door, or you'll be able to have it top of mind as you're interacting with people, and it's like things enter the conversation that may not have if you were not creating that vision in the beginning. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you did your homework. It's not that nothing has happened. You have done things. A lot of people like don't even get to this phase. So, you guys, this is very brave of her because
I'm like, oh God, they're gonna see my vision.
This is like her vision and her hopes and dreams. So it's a really big deal that she's sharing this with you all. And I want to talk about it in a minute, but I do want to talk about how when you have a vision, sometimes you do have that fear of sharing it. I talk a lot about single shame. Like, oh, I can't tell people that I'm single, or what if I ask someone for a setup? You talked about the connector circle before.
Right. Which I did.
You did.
And it's working.
It's working.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten a date out of it yet, but I feel like now at least my friends who are really cool and have cool friends know that I'm open and available.
And they're looking for you.
They are. They're keeping their eyes open.
Mm-hmm. And you've programmed them because you told them not just set me up on a date, but will you set me up with someone who is this, this, and this? So I think it's very brave of you that you're willing to share your vision with everybody here, because I think this is part of the overcoming single shame process.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing wrong with Rebecca just because she's single. There's nothing wrong with saying that I don't have a mate right now, and being able to voice that and put it on a vision board and share it with the world is part of what is going to draw Mr. Right to you.
Yeah.
I can feel it. He's close.
And I don't think that it's a unique experience. I've had a lot of conversations with my girlfriends that are successful, in their mid-30s, maybe didn't get married or did get married, earlier in their 20s. But like, when your energy is focused on something else, it doesn't leave room for that. But now that I'm shifting my energy and my focus towards opening myself up to a mate, like, I feel like now the possibility, I know I can be successful in business and all the things that I want to do in my life, and this is just another one of those things. So it is hard. Sometimes you feel like, oh man, there's no hope, or what I remember being in my 20s and being like, any guy who's 37 to 45 that's never been married and has no kids, something wrong with him. And now I'm like, oh my God, is it because, like, am I falling into this category now of like the mid to late 30s girl that's like, she doesn't have a boo, so there's something wrong with her? Like, I don't know.
No, absolutely not. But it's these images that we create of like what that means to us, and it shifts as you go through your life.
Yeah.
What being 37 and never married meant to you when you were 25 and what it means to you now are two completely different things.
Absolutely.
And also each situation is different. Like there may be a guy who has commitment issues that's never been married in 45, and you will only know that and experience that by actually going out and getting to know him, right?
Right.
But then there may be another guy who just has been waiting for the right woman, or maybe he's been sort of married to his career and he just hasn't really been available.
Right.
Just because you're single doesn't mean you're available. And so now, I mean, you, even in past years, you and your ex broke up a while ago, but you were focused on your businesses, focused on your children. So in a way, you weren't really available.
I wasn't available. Mentally, wasn't even in the space.
Yeah.
Or I would have been dating. I had a boo, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, so, okay, talk to us about this vision board process. How did you get started?
I love vision boards. It's one of my favorite things, and it's weird. I never, people, always think that January is this reset time where it always has to happen for the new year. I never do my vision boards on the new year. I always do it when the inspiration strikes, but this is my first time doing a strictly boo thing vision board, so that was exciting. That was fun, just to, everybody's process is different. I only pick things that speak to me, and then I intuitively end up laying them on the board. And usually there are categories, there are like sections, kind of what spirit I want him to embody, what kind of maybe home or stability life might look like, what the adventurous side, what the intimate side, and they kind of all clump together.
Let me see the intimate side. Hold on a second. I'm like, no, it's okay.
You look down, but I'm not going to zoom in on that one. But, just all of the things that you want, like the character and the personality of the person that you want to be attracted to, but also commit to. But then all of the things that feed into the kind of life that you'll build together. So, I've got definitely travel, like one of the things that we established in setting our kind of main three things was that he had to be worldly, that he's either had to have traveled or, have this desire to travel and know about the world. So there's definitely a whole world section on the board. Then there's more of like kind of his character and his personality and like what he brings to the table. And then how we interact and how I want to feel when I'm with him, and I don't know if you guys saw my king, my crown at the top, but like, I do consider myself to be a queen and a priestess, and I've done a lot of work to get myself to this place, like in terms of self. So it's apropos that we're doing this in February, because February for me, sometimes like Valentine's Day can shake you up a bit and be like, oh man, I don't have a Valentine. Dang. And even though, my relationship with my ex-husband is very cordial, we don't cross boundaries, we don't cross lines. So it's kind of like, it's a little sad to not feel celebrated on a day when everybody's getting celebrated and getting flowers. But I really made a conscious choice to celebrate myself this month. Every week I've done something nice to pamper myself for self-care and just like really upping the love quotient in my heart, just period, so that I can feel more open and more welcoming towards that. So
that's great. That's so key to the process. And just like you said, just being able to vision how you want to feel with this person. Because people come to me and they're like, well, he's got to be, 6'2", he has to make, $250,000 a year, he has to drive this car, and all of those things, sure, they'd be nice to have, but who is he on the inside? How do you feel when you're with him? What are his visions for the future? And how does his vision incorporate you? So I love that you thought of that as you were doing your vision board. And I think it's important also to integrate different parts of your life in this vision. So it's not just the romantic life. It's how does this person fit in with the lifestyle that I already have and that I want to lead in the future.
Right.
So I'm very confident that now that we've done this process and once we get into some of the strategy that we talked about before, I think things are going to happen really quickly for you. So
next step, online dating.
Next up, yeah, just keep at it. And the thing with online dating, you know, we talked before about how you started with online dating and the results were mixed, and they're going to be mixed, but it's the consistency that gets you there. Mm-hmm. So you can't do 3 weeks on a site and say that site didn't work. You can't try one site and say online dating doesn't work for me. It's the consistency. And so I'm going to be with you through this process. Maybe next time we'll look at
my profiles.
Yeah,
I would love that. I think that's important.
That's the next episode.
I don't want to, it's hard writing about yourself, and you don't want to look like a goober. But at the same time, not look like you're you want to be a cheerleader for yourself, but not look, it's a balance.
It's right? A balance, but I'm just going to offer you an opportunity to shift that language. Okay. It's not hard to write about yourself.
Okay.
Right? Think it's easy to celebrate everything that's wonderful about me, about Rebecca. So you can follow more of Rebecca on Beccatica.com, and you can keep up with this journey at DamonaHoffman.com and find more dating tips for you at home. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.